We're going to draw using 2-point perspective today. So you want to have your paper laying horizontally the long way, and we're going to go about halfway up, and we're going to draw a horizontal line across the center of the paper. This is our horizon line. So everything above the horizon line is the sky, and everything below the horizon line is the ground. We're using 2-point perspective drawing to make realistic depth. So to make boxes or buildings that look closer and farther away, we have to start with the vanishing points. So we're going to put a very small vanishing point on the left and on the right at the end of the horizon line on both sides. And then we're always going to start with a vertical line, the first line we draw when we're doing a box. We're going to make 3 boxes. The first one we're going to make right at eye level, kind of in the middle. So I'm going to take my ruler and put it up and down vertically, and we're going to draw a straight line, a couple inches long. It goes both above and below the horizon line. So this is an eye level box. It's sitting on the ground, but it's tall enough so that we can't see the top of it. So first, we always start with a vertical line. The second step in drawing with 2-point perspective is doing receding lines that go to the vanishing points. So I'm going to go from the top of this line that I just drew, and I'm going to draw over all the way down to my left vanishing point. And I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. So going from the bottom, I'm going to draw up to the left vanishing point. And then I do the same thing on the right side. So going from the bottom, I go up to the right vanishing point. And top, going down to the right vanishing point. All right, so what I have essentially done now is I've made a left side of my box and the right side of the box, or a building, however you look at it. However, it just goes all the way to the edge. We want to make it shorter. So the next thing we do, the next step, is to put 2 vertical lines to make the 2 sides. So I'm going to go on the left side, making a vertical line, and on the right side. They don't have to be exactly the same. One of them could be a little bit further out. Okay. It is important that after I get to this step, I erase the extra stuff because it can be a little bit confusing. So I'm going to erase the extra lines. These are called receding lines. They recede to the vanishing point. It is a really good idea to have a nice large eraser for this, because with just a little pencil eraser, I'm going to run out of eraser very quickly. And by making these lines a little lighter, it's less work too. The other thing I need to erase is the horizon line, but just where it's right behind the box, because I don't want this to be see-through. All right, so my first box is complete. I could go around and outline this a little bit darker if I wanted to. Okay. But this is essentially my first building. Now I'm going to make a box that is floating. I want a box that is up in the sky. So I will go up above, and I'm going to do my first line will be a vertical. I go off to the right just a little bit. I'm not making this one very long. I still want to leave a little bit of space above, okay, and definitely a fair amount of space below. So my horizon line is right here. There's quite a bit of room there. So I got to make the 2 sides of the box. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to my 2 vanishing points and go down to the left and down to the left. You may or may not cut into your first box. Mine is actually going to overlap going to kind of cut through that first box. That's fine because some of that's going to get erased anyway. And then I will do the same thing going down to the right. Making sure I connect the top of that line to the right vanishing point. So now I have the two sides. The next thing is we do the two vertical lines once again. To determine the two sides of the box. We want to make sure that these lines are nice and vertical, that they're parallel to the edge of the page. And then I have the two sides, so I do some erasing. I'm going to erase the extra receding orthogonal lines. As you get better and better at this, you won't have to do as much erasing because you won't actually make your lines as long. You still always want to connect them to the vanishing points, but once you kind of get the hang of it, you'll be making those a little shorter. Okay, so my two sides are finished. However, this does not look like a box. It looks like a folder, right? It's missing the bottom. So the biggest mistake people will make is they'll just try to draw the bottom on, or they'll connect the dots to each other. We actually have to use the vanishing points for this too. We are going to go from the bottom left and the bottom right side, but we're actually going to do what's called like crisscrossing our receding lines. So down here, I'm going to go to the opposite vanishing point, go over to my left vanishing point. And for that one, I'll go over to the right vanishing point, and they will actually crisscross each other right here. And so everything else will get erased. But now the box has a bottom. Okay, let's do a third box that's below eye level. So as the box moves down, if it's completely below eye level, we're not going to make a bottom on this one, we're actually going to make a top. So maybe I'll do this box further over on the left. So I'm going to make a short vertical line. It's not going to go all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to leave a little bit of space. And then doing the same thing, I'm going to go up to the left vanishing point. And I didn't go all the way that time because I know that some of that's going to get erased. I'm going to go up to the left vanishing point from the bottom. But I am making sure to anchor my ruler onto the vanishing point. It's lined up just right. Up to the right. And up to the right. Okay. Now I'll make my two vertical lines on either side. You want to make sure that you're not just like connecting. You want to make sure these lines are nice and straight up and down. So I can even go from the edge of my paper and slide it over so it's parallel to the edge of the paper. And make another one there. Erase that little bit of extra. And then I have my box that has no top. So once again, we'll do crisscrossing orthogonal lines. Orthogonal lines are the receding lines, the ones that go towards the vanishing point. So I'll start at this top corner, and this is on the left, so I'm going to go to the right vanishing point, making sure it's anchored. I'm not going to draw it all the way though, because I don't want to do that much erasing. So I'm just going to go a little ways, and then here on the right, I go to the left vanishing point, and then where those crisscross is the correct placement of that back corner. if I wanted to make this look like an open box, if I went from that back corner and I went straight down another vertical line, now it looks like it's an open box that you could go inside.